What's up, YouTube, Instagram? I'm Yogi Chris, captain of IMC Nation, doing a quick stream here about double dates with AZD. So, as always, I'll need to give a little background, because there's a lot of people that discover these streams and they don't have a fucking clue who AZD is. So, I have to talk about that just a little bit, and then the double date and how that comes about and the benefit of that. A lot of guys, girls also, don't date in groups, and if they do, it's like a lot. Hold on, is this streaming? Oh, it is. Let me just check the tech. Check the tech of these things. What's up? What's up, TikTok? Make sure it's working. Okay, it is. Okay. So a lot of guys, what's up, Sosa? I just heard about your delay, but you're still coming, so that's fine. So a lot of guys, they don't date in groups, and it's interesting to see how girls squirm around that too. So the guys, knowing a little bit more about guys, what's good? What's good? Knowing a little bit more about guys and guy psychology. It sounds harsh, maybe even extreme, but it seems to be 100% true that guys are more prone to lying and faking when they're on a one-on-one date. Not just about like, I make this much or this is what I do. They might not even lie about that, but they will lie about their personality and character because they become a different person when they're on a one-on-one date with a girl. When you're around your friends, you could probably tell when he brings a girl around and he's like acting funny. Like, why are you trying to act all funny or act cool or whatever with that girl? And because they change. And that's meaning that they're lying. Or that they were lying when they weren't around the girl. When they were around the girl, they're lying also. So they're just lying. And that's the thing. People are fake. Fake is another way of saying they're lying, right? So guys are hesitant to go on group dates for a lot of reasons. I don't really know the experience of a lot of guys in the world, like how weak their friends are and how weak they are, really. But you meet a girl, she likes you, you like her, she's going to go on a date with you, she wants to go, and then you go around your friends and you don't know how to be. You don't know how to interact with your friends and with the girl. Your friends don't know how to interact with your girl. You feel uncomfortable with how your friends act with your girl. And because you're not leading, your girl doesn't know how to act around your friends. So girls, when you tell them that you're going to go on a group date, like, hey, when I go on first dates, second dates, third dates, I am with my group. There's a few reasons for that, and there's a logic behind it. The basic on the surface is I'm a busy guy, so I don't really have time to just go off. I can make time if I wanted to, but the thing is I have so much responsibility that it would need to make sense. Otherwise, I'm not in the right position in life to do that. Why? Because a lot of guys look up to me. A lot of guys rely on me and my position in the business and how I move things so that they can do their operations. And it's obviously more difficult to keep the business going fluidly when I'm hanging out with a girl. Now, my main girl, she lives here in Vegas with me, and she makes life very easy for me to be with her and still do my business. I mean, and it takes a level of humility and devotion to the relationship to do that. And that's why I value that so much. Like I was telling her, the physical, it can be very attractive. I get it. But we go to clubs a lot, bro. I interact with a lot of women, and some of the women here in Vegas are some of the most beautiful women in the world. Like, you know what I mean? It's actually more of a turn on the mind and the heart of a woman, not because I'm looking up to her philosophy and what she has to say about life, but the way she interacts with me. And that's a rare thing to find. I can be friendly with a lot of people. I know how to be political and polite and, friendly and warm and whatever. Still stay strong, tease, and have a good time. And, there's going to be good times. But I'm looking for me to give a shit about a girl. Like, it's got to be a quality of interaction, given she's pretty. I mean, I interact with pretty girls. So, why was I saying all that? Well, okay. Anyway, so girls, let's assume that you even have a group of friends. A lot of guys don't even have friends. Not real friends. Maybe friends you could smoke weed with or play video games with or whatever, but you don't really get along outside of, outside activities, maybe school friends, maybe work friends, maybe you play flag football friends or something, even adults who play in football or whatever. But you don't have friends that, you know, you really get along with the philosophy of life and, you know, your hero's journey, how you're conquering life, handling the obstacles, becoming a massive success, you know, your ambition, your focus, your dreams, your goals. Guys don't have friends to talk with about that. And if you do, you might have one. You don't have like a group of friends. Okay. But it's very powerful in Las Vegas. So as we maneuver through the city, going to this venue or going through that venue or going to this restaurant or whatever, when we walk in as a group of guys, super aligned, like a wolf pack. So it's almost like telepathy. Like we know if we're moving left, right, if we're going forward, back, like the spacing between us, the communications between us. Even yesterday, there was a little bit of a conflict with AZD actually and the bouncer, and the whole group is like there. Not long ago, there was a conflict with one of the guys and the security staff at this casino because he's carrying a blade, and like the whole group is surround. Like we walk with a power and no internal conflict or disagreements. I mean, maybe two guys are like rubbing each other the wrong way, but that's just what it is. Like any team, nobody's going to get along 100% of the time, and most of the time, those conflicts are simply because there's not enough problems to handle in the outside world. Life has become easy, so you end up creating problems internally. That's why you got to keep your ambition high and growing, and you know, keep having problems of life to solve, so that there are no internal problems. That's why guys and girls they get in fights and whatever. Like life must be so easy that you can just sit and fight with your girl. Like pathetic, right? Okay, so never mind. They don't have a group of friends, but let's say they did. And say let's say their friends did want to go out on a date or whatever. A lot of guys are so uncoordinated with their life that they can't really coordinate a girl for Sunday at 6 p.m. or something. Like they're on the girl's time. Whenever she's available, they'll make themselves available. I have at 6 p.m., 6 to 8 p.m., girl, if you can make it, if not, then maybe next Sunday or whatever. And so right there, that's going to be a big obstacle for guys to coordinate with each other because they don't schedule their lives like that. They work regular jobs that maybe they have time off afterwards, and then weekends, and maybe they have time free or something. That's like the majority of people, right? So the coordination of that's already next to impossible. It's pretty unlikely that they'll even have friends, and if they do, it's pretty unlikely that they have a kind of life that they can coordinate with their friends like that. But if they do, and if their friends have girls, because that's like another level of problem is that if you had friends and you're coordinated, et cetera, you still are not friends with players. You're not friends with guys who get girls. You don't have to be like the top player on earth like AZD, you know, 9 girlfriends, all of them beautiful, perfect orderliness in his relationships, et cetera, et cetera. You don't have to be at that level, but you should have some girls in your that, you know, when you call, they answer, when you text, they reply. You know, you have a good vibe and you can talk about things. Maybe you can't talk about everything, but you talk about things. And maybe you have a girlfriend, or the rare, you have multiple girlfriends. Okay. So let's say you get through all of that and you're one of the rare that has that, which you're not, but it's available to guys. I mean, you might need to change your life around. You probably do need to change your life around. But it's not like it was available to me 10 years ago. I didn't have friends. I mean, again, I had guys I taught yoga with, and we would host yoga retreats, and we would hang out at lunch or at work and talk and shoot the shit and whatever. And it's like, where are they now? We weren't really friends. We were just getting along in the context that we found ourselves in, and we settled. I haven't settled. 10 years later, I'm still ambitious, and I'm in the IMC Nation movement, and these are my closest friends. You know what I mean? Hold on. I need to reply to this text really quick. Okay. So you get through all of that, and then you present to a girl, okay, hey, we're going on do you want to come? Do you want to come to dinner or a show or something? Yeah, this and that. Okay, my friends will be there. What? Yeah, my friends will be there. They'll have some dates too. It'll be a group. So, you know, the girl will get nervous. She thinks that you want her to interact with all of your friends. Bro, you don't need to interact with my friends. I don't need you to get to know my friends. But listen, you don't even know the guy you're talking to, who he really is until you see him around your friends. because he's a different person around you than he is around your friends. You didn't know that? I know you don't know that, girl, because you've never dated a guy who takes you on a date with his friends. You've maybe only dated a guy who later, after you're dating, brings you around his friends and then expects you to interact with his friends. Weird. Weird. Why do you need to interact with his friends? All you need to see as a woman to feel safe and secure is how he acts with his friends and how his friends treat him. It's enough that his friends know that you're with him so that if you were in trouble and they were out and they saw it happening, they would know you're his woman and they can help. And that has happened in the IMC Nation movement. It is useful to know who the woman is in relative to you, like she belongs to you or whatever. She's under your protection, which also means under your control, because how can you protect something you can't control? So it's not to meet my friends. It's to meet how I interact with my friends, how my friends interact with me. Enter the power of going on a double date with AZD. AZD, Arasa Party Bazaar. You guys follow these accounts, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, because of AZD. We put videos out of Arash Sapar Bazaar, clips, long form videos, whatever, lectures. Maybe some of you have been to classes. Some of you are on classes, like Sosa. He did residency here. That means he came from New Jersey, lived in this house with AZD for 2 weeks. Now he went back to New Jersey, working a little bit, moving here, because we have 5 houses in Vegas and there's rooms available. Not that many rooms. There isn't even rooms available. Somebody had to get pushed out, actually, because he was slacking. But he'll get another base, and 2 other guys are moving here, and they'll start another house, and there'll be 6 houses here in Vegas. No problem. So it's like I said, all of this is available to you. When the girl goes on a group date with you, she is more, I mean, depending on how you picked her up, I mean, you could pick up trash or whatever, but even if she's trash around the group, she'll settle down or she'll get kicked out. She won't be able to stick it out. And any woman that likes you enough to go on a date with you, she's going to submit herself when she's around your group. If your group doesn't tolerate loudmouth, fucking bad bitch vibes, whatever, she'll soften up and you'll get to experience a woman who's soft and submissive. Remember that power I said as the group moves through the casino or the group moves through Vegas? She feels that power too. It depends on the guys. The guys out there in the world, I mean, there may be some fighters, there may be some tough looking guys, whatever, but you know, a lot of guys are very soft physically and emotionally and mentally, and they don't exude power. They may have some level of power. They may be able to fight or box or something a little bit more than like a nobody, but they don't carry it. They don't walk like they do. They don't talk like they do. The guys who walk and talk like they do will get more girls, even if they're actually flimsy and weak, and you could blow them over with a, you know, just sneeze. But if they walk and talk like it, that attitude girls will like. And then later, when they get tested and they're actually found out to be weak, then the girls will leave them and they'll be devastated, whatever. But they'll get the girl up front. So going on a double date with AZD, he has such a way of being. He's able to live as if nobody's watching, even though lots of people are watching. It's like a phenomenon of someone who's trained in acting or is very used to cameras being on them or whatever. They can act as if there were no cameras, even though there's lots of eyeballs on them. Now, on top of that, add that he's top player on Earth. So his, you know, however level I can be warm and friendly, he's even actually warmer and friendlier. It's ironic because he's heavily tatted and looks very intimidating, scares a lot of people, but he's actually very well-spoken. I don't want to say soft-spoken, but he has the ability to be extremely gentle with his communication. Also very firm and piercing with his communication. Very loud and also very soft. And can talk, his voice is, he can talk and get the message across even though he's practically whispering. He could get it across the table. So his freedom and movement, his demeanor with a girl when he's taking her on a date, if you're on a date with her, it's amazing how your girl will reflect that somewhat. She'll be affectionate. She'll be friendlier. She'll be, more well-behaved because the girl with him is extremely well-behaved. Even if it's a new girl, a stripper, a hoe, whatever, a bad bitch, I've seen him tame girls because of his energy, you know, that same intimidating look, intimidating vibe. The girl subdues herself around that. And if she doesn't, she's not on the date with him. We're not in the business of, it's not even in the business of dating. I guess we are in the business of dating, but we're not in the business of chasing girls who aren't in a proper order with us, man over woman, woman over child, that order. If she's not under us, she's not going to get very far with us. That's a big problem that guys have when they try to make multiple relationships. They may have multiple girls that like them, but their main girl won't go for it because it's obvious. Around the new girl, he becomes putty. She's in control. And if another woman's in control of her man, then what's her safety and security like? She probably has control over her man, and that's why I can throw up objections and walls and whatever and all kinds of emotional manipulation so that he doesn't go out with other girls because she's really in control. But let's say she's not in control. She's, beta under him. Then she'll still throw up all kinds of problems if she doesn't feel safe about it because she's seeing and observing or fearing. In higher levels, when you actually separate yourself from the manipulation of women, she'll still have that autopilot response. She doesn't understand what's going on your dates. Girls, they'll come to weird conclusions. You give them a little piece of information and they'll paint the worst picture. They'll think you're getting her drunk and you're fucking her like indiscreetly and you're talking bad about her behind her back. And, they don't get it. It takes consistency and time and talking it through, but not over explaining because you will convey too much excitement about the new girl to the old girl. And it may be a fact. You may be more excited about the new girl because she's a new girl. That's the DNA. You don't even have to apologize. You don't even have to try. The new girl will have some, even if she's uglier, the new girl will, it's a new girl. The old girl in this dynamic, because I've been with my girl like 4 years or something, she doesn't get that, bro, I'm not leaving you for a new girl. No girl, I don't care if she's the hottest thing ever, young, hot, lots of money. If she's like, just leave that girl to be with me. If I was going to do that, I would have thought of it myself. I'm not going to do it just because you say so. It's not, you have no control over me. I'm not going to cut my balls for any woman because I will find the women that will still be with me even though I'm with my relationships. And they won't have anything to say about who I'm with. You have no say about who I'm with as a woman. And if you do, you can't be with me. What if she only likes skinheads? Nobody only likes a certain kind. It just doesn't exist. She's saying that because she doesn't like you, right? That's why she's saying that. Women don't really have types like that. Their type is an alpha male. And they may date within their species. It's more proper for them to date within their race. It's not absolutely essential, but it's definitely, fulfilling on a level that if you date outside your race, you won't get that kind of fulfillment. You can get everything else, but not that. So she may be white. No, I mean, not all white people are skinheads. So that's why even that, it doesn't make sense. She's not only into skinheads. Okay, so we're going to be wrapping this up in a minute. Bro lives in a frat house with thrift shop art and low testosterone men. Thinks people believe he's alpha. Bro comments on a stream, has nothing better to do, and he thinks that his opinion matters. There. I just did the same grammar of that guy right back at him. Oh my God, blah, 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 loser, blah, blah, blah. Dang. It's amazing. Still spreading the good word, I don't care. I don't know how people are following hashtag dating, hashtag mindset, hashtag whatever. Somehow they come across this stream. But you know what? 300 people, 400 new people watch my YouTube live every day, every time I go live. So if I go live, 6 times a week, then that's like, I don't know, 2,500, 3,000 new people every week that I am exposed, and they're staying on, like they're still watching because it accumulates numbers or whatever. So the good word about AZD and game and communication and relationships dynamics are getting out there. 3,000 people a week. If 1%, that's 30 people, hear the message, that's great. If 0.1%, 3 people hear the message, that's great. 3 new people that wouldn't have been exposed to the message otherwise. Everybody else, stay in your hell. I'm not even going to say go to hell. You're already in hell. You suck. You suck at game. You suck at life. You suck at relationships. Your body sucks. Your mindset sucks. Your communication sucks. There's literally nothing about you that doesn't suck. Character-wise, you might have good skin. You might have a good hairline. A way to take credit for something that you have no responsibility for. I'm new here. What is the message? The message is the strategy of game that works in IMC Nation and is kind of an antivirus to feminism and the ways of the world. How the world has been cultured to date a certain way with the woman in control. Women are allowing it because they're completely ignorant about dating. Men, they have allowed it for generations. That's why it's in the place they are now. And then they're also ignorant, so they don't even know what to do. And if they found a way to get out of it, like they found the information or whatever, they still wouldn't know what to do because you're too weak as a man. One man, next to impossible to do. AZD did it to some extent in San Jose, but had to be very secretive, keep his women hidden away. Still had a lot of hate, etc. And he lived there for like 35 years. So he was kept pushing back the haters for decades. Now we find ourselves in a new city, but it's the kind of communication here that allows for men to live together. We all have women. Our women are finer than your women. Any women that are on, they're finer than you. Test that. So say what you want to say about it, but we are succeeding more than you. And you think it's a fluke. I don't know. I don't know what you think it is. It's like an accident. Like I just fell and found a woman or something like that is completely devoted to me. Found another woman that was also devoted to me and fell in line under my first woman. Had another woman, broke up with her like 3-4 weeks ago, but she was fine for a year and a half. But she was remote at a distance, so it's harder. And then, she got distractions in life. She's watching my stories now anyway, so she'd probably come back around. I don't know. I don't care. If she did, it's for her benefit. And that's the knowingness and the fact that a woman with me is going to do a lot better. Given she's doing whatever she's doing, she doesn't have to change what she's doing. She'll do better because her mindset will be better. Her emotional condition will be better. She'll make better decisions in life because of that. If you have a better mindset, if you think more clearly and you're less emotional about life and frustrated, you'll make better decisions. And then it's just a matter of time. Every other avenue in life, even if the guy is rich and paying for all of that shit for her, everything for her, and then some, her mindset doesn't improve, her emotions doesn't improve. She'll be doing worse internally. That's where people mistake. Okay, so part of evolutionary psychology and the dating game is this exchange of replication and survival value. And it's a very, people have difficulty understanding these terms. They think, well, the woman can work and make money, so she doesn't need him to survive. And, obviously she needs the sperm to reproduce, but does that mean that he has survival value? Okay. Survival is not just in the money and the resources. That's part of it. But if you have all the money in the world and internally you're depressed, suicidal, antisocial, just not enjoying life, how well are you really surviving? And if you make humble earnings and you have a roof over your head and food in your fridge, but you're always laughing, you're having a good time, positive emotions, friendships are strong, good community, good tribe, who's surviving better? Maybe the person with the $1 billion. Yeah, okay. If you have a heart attack, they can pay for it. If you get in a car accident, they can pay for it. Money has that survival value to it. But there's plenty of women who have divorced millionaires, even billionaires like Bill Gates or Jeff Bezos or whoever, even celebrities, Kobe Bryant or whatever, that it's just not enough. Because if she can get one guy with the money, she can get another guy with the money. You're replaceable. Your money is replaceable. But if you have a stellar character as a man, if you're an artist, let's say, nobody can reproduce your art. They can make their own art, and maybe it's impressive in a different way, but nobody can reproduce your art. If she falls in love with your character, even if your character is one that evolves and changes like mine. So my girl fell in love with my character. I keep changing. She has to keep facing my changes, and she changes with me. How enriching. You get to change your character through life. You're not stuck with your upbringing. There's a fulfillment in that. That is survival value. Mindset, emotional condition, better decisions, better life. And your character is irreplaceable. Nobody's going to replace your character. They could have a better character, worse character, something similar, but it's a different character, and it's like your art. We are artists of life in IMC Nation. We focus on aesthetics, but masculine aesthetics. Aesthetics as a man. Yeah, that's the physique. Yeah, that's whatever. Talk in a way that's beautiful as a man. And what is that? Well, I'm partly doing it right now. You would really know it if I was interacting with a woman. If there was a woman here that I was interacting with. It's hard to measure the charm and charisma of a man when it's just men among men. Enter a woman and you'll see how weak he is or how good he is. That's what we see. We become so friendly with AZD, living with them, so familiar with it. Right on, right on. You're welcome, Garfield and Sarah. What was I saying? Oh, we become so familiar and friendly with AZD. I'll be ending this in a minute, guys. So if you want to sign up for Game is in the description on YouTube channel, Instagram, TikTok, it's in the bio. That's AZD lecturing every day. It's men only, teaching the game, relationships, seduction, ethics, mindset, imagination, and communication. That's the main pillars, imagination and communication. And it has these sub pillars: focus, ambition, confidence, ethics, and communication skills. Skills, basically. And then, you know, you just evolve as a man. You date better. So you become so friendly with AZD, living with him, we forget how good he is. Man, he's right next to us. So, you know, we're friends. When we had the fight gym, we would fight together. You know what I mean? But then enter a woman into the picture and see difference, perceive difference in his ability to understand what the woman is really saying, how to speak to a part of her that it's implied, it's insinuated. Very attractive. You can trigger attraction in a woman by talking about certain things, talking in certain ways. Some things are general. They apply to all women everywhere. It's DNA. And some things are specific depending on that woman's upbringing or her background or her culture or just her personality, you know, her affinities or whatever, things that she likes in life. There's a way to trigger attraction because we don't chase women. Women chase us. We set the bait. We throw the line, but they got to bite. They allow us to reel them in. They may put up their token resistance because they don't want their friends to think that they're sluts or whatever, but they really want to be captured. Women want to be taken. Women want to be captured. In this day and age, you have to overcome all of that cultural conditioning bullshit and not complain about it, because there's no point in complaining about it. Just become the kind of man that you separate yourself from the crowd. Your communication is heard through all the noise of her own mind and the noise of the environment, and rope her in. And here in IMC Nation, the philosophy of life and the understanding of humanity and human mind and communication and beyond, aliens, meditation, Jesus, all of this stuff, it's a spiritual game. That you take her soul. And good, because Satan has her soul right now. So you're taking it back for the good guys. All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Double date with AZD coming up for me tonight. Really triple, quadruple date. Other guys are bringing dates. And, you know, game class, of course, and all kinds of ways to get involved in the training. There's my newsletter. So many things. Just get involved somehow. I have another meeting right now. I'll see you on the next stream. J Guru Dev. Praise the Lord. Be the best. Fuck the rest. IMC Nation.